Pixabay is a website that has video, music, special effects, and photos for any project that you may be working on. The music for this episode is from Pixabay. When you have that special project, give them a try. Welcome to Inspiration from the Conversation Podcast. It's here where I hope that you find inspiration. Hi, my name is Jeff, and this is episode 15. Kitty has left the building. I guess it's been about 13 years ago when my late wife, Jo, had brought us two kittens. And it kind of surprised me, but because she didn't grow up with animals in the house, whereas I kind of did. But she basically had said that she wanted to keep a cat around the house, for rodents and stuff like that there. Even though I had tried to, talk her into letting the cats, be indoor cats, she was like, no, they need to be outside. And actually, I just want to keep one, and maybe we can give the other one to somebody. But anyway, we ended up giving one of the kittens away to one of our sons, and we kept the one. And at some point, we had the cat fixed. And a few weeks after that, as he got a little bigger and kind of fend for himself when we put him outside. And even though I knew we were going to put him outside, I was still trying to keep him indoor and keep him as an indoor cat. But again, that didn't work. But anyway, so we ended up finally putting, we call him Growly, but I actually changed his name to Kitty. So we put Kitty outside. And for the first week or two, it was kind of funny because we would feed him. And, we open the door, feed him, he'd eat. And by the time we have the door closed, he was back in the house looking at us like, I'm not staying out there. So this kind of went on for, I don't know, probably a good 3, maybe 4 more weeks. And eventually he got to the point that he liked being outdoor. And so we ended up getting him a house, a dog house actually, which he didn't spend very much time in it, but occasionally he would be in the house. And it was kind of funny because it was fairly big, and we had put a blanket in there during the cold months so he could at least get out of the weather and stay warm. But we did that, and he got comfortable with staying out there. And Kitty was something else, I tell you. At one point, I was feeding him. My father-in-law was feeding him, and my cousin that lives behind me, him and his girlfriend, they were feeding him. So Kitty was not going hungry. But where he messed up was he would have company, and he would let the one cat eat his food. And then he'd start hollering around like, hey, I'm hungry. And we weren't having that either. So anyway, my father-in-law stopped feeding him, but I continued to feed him because he was our cat, and my cousin's girlfriend would continue to feed him. She basically would feed him from table where I was feeding him regular cat food and treats and stuff like that, cat treats and everything like that. And so he had his lay of the land, I guess, so to speak. He would go back and forth, and every once in a while he might go missing for about a day, and then he'd show back up. So I guess he was just kind of running around in the different, in the neighborhood and everything like that. But so I mean, I just got used to seeing him, and there've been a couple of times he's been in a few scrapes, and we had to kind of bandage him up a little bit and kind of take care of him, but nothing really serious. But anyway, so I guess it's been maybe a week ago. I had noticed that he was seemed like he was having some trouble or he was in some pain, and so I was just kind of looking at him and talking to him, but eventually he would just kind of get up and he would walk away. It was on last Saturday, I want to say. My cousin had, or should I say last Saturday or Saturday before last. My cousin had told me that he had saw the cat go into the woods and he never came back out. So I guess that was the end of Kitty. He did live a good life. And it's kind of funny because out of all the animals that we've had, and we had a couple of animals, but this one was different only because I think, because of my late wife, she actually introduced the cats into our life this time. Whereas normally, I was introducing, some type of animal or maybe one of the kids, but this time she introduced an animal into our family. And it was, like I said, it was kind of different. And, I kind of still look outside in hopes that I would see him, but I know I'm not going to see him anymore because he's 13, almost, I won't say 13 years, almost 14 years. And, but anyway, so my cousin said that he went into the woods and he never came back out. So this is sort of like a tribute episode to him. He was something else. Smart cat too. Very smart cat. I remember the times that we have a propane tank, and the cover at times, this got like a little opening, but at times the birds would fly into there and make a nest. And I was trying to figure out why Kitty was sitting or standing on top of the propane tank. And then I saw a bird come out and he pounced on that bird and caught the bird. I mean, who would have thought to do something like that? But so I ended up having to cover the hole up so the birds wouldn't, they couldn't build a nest, and so that'd be another way for him for dinner. Yeah, but I mean, he was something else. He would catch birds, mice, squirrels, and stuff like that there. And I know you're trying to figure out why I'm dedicating an episode to him. Again, I think he was special. But anyway, and I've had a couple of people to ask if I was going to get another, another cat, and I'm like, no more cats, no cats, no dogs, no nothing. I'm not going to do any more animals. But anyway, I'm going to stop it right there, and I'll come back when I have more time. Talk to you soon.